All right, guys, welcome to our advanced tricks class. I'm Yo. I am going to be your trainer for the day. I also have Melda here that's going to co-host for me on the other screen, just in case somebody does come in a little bit late, she'll let them in. But welcome to our trick class series. And this week we're going to be focused on concept training. So, welcome back, everyone that's jumping in today's lesson. If you're watching the recording later on, we introduced concept training last week. So, if you missed that class, you want to start with class one. This is going to be a progressional series, meaning you're going to need to watch each class to get to the next point. We do have Camila that is joining us that did skip last week's class, but she's been doing this a long time, so I have a feeling her dog is going to catch up just fine. Um, far as what you need for class today for concept training, perfect. It's left and right. Okay, that's a lot better. Left and right is what we're going to progress to, but the very beginning we're going to do is called match to sample. So you want to have two objects that are exactly the same. So I have frisbees, slippers, I have two basketball, two Dixie cups, identify so that they can identify the matched thing. And then for today's warm up, you're going to do match to sample and you're going to display up to three other non-matched items, meaning they're very neutral. So I said to you something that your dog is comfortable with, obviously, but it's not part of your match to sample theory. Okay. Thumbs up if you got it. Okay. So I'm going to be doing live demonstrations with my dog. Let me first talk a little bit about the setup. We are going to warm up with something completely different, and then we'll start match to sample. So I just want to show you guys, I'm going to spotlight. Here we go. So this is kind of your setup for match to sample today. You're going to have a chair that you sit on. You have a table that's going to be your display. And then what Melda's missing is some kind of mat or something that she can put in front of that table so that the dog will go back to that spot. So let me show you. Perfect. So Deanie's got a great setup right there. Now this how Bella is laying down on her bed, that is called a stationary position. Now, stationary can also be a sit, it can be a down, it can be a stand, but in concept training, the dog has to have a very, very strong stationary position because they have to concentrate and listen to what you're about to say. So this needs to become default. So here, let me tell you one thing. If your dog does not have the ability to go back to a spot and stay so that you can put down the next object, then you want to keep rewarding that. It's okay to stay in class, but having a default stationary position is required in order to even participate in this advanced version of this class. So if your dog's popping up, not able to stay still, or they're not automatically going back to their spot, you're going to want to cue it, reward it. And then after a few repetitions, I want you to just cue it and then make sure that they stay put and give them verbal praise because you want to try to save your food reward for the stuff that we're actually working on. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a warm up. I want you to just warm up the body. This is pretty stationary and it takes a lot of mental stimulation. So we're going to break out in some form of play. So I want you to do a freestyle warm up. Sit down, stand, spin in both directions, something to do with some core work, paw work. So I'm going to remove my spotlight, let you guys do a freestyle warm up, warming the dog up, and then make sure you guys are set up for your concept training series. All right, one more minute for warm up. One more minute. Bring it. Good boy. Last few seconds here. Boy. Nice. All right. Give your dog the magical all done cue. Go ahead and take a seat and we will get started. All right. So I'm just going to give you an example of what we're going to start with. So we're going to start off with our match to sample as just to repeat what we did last week. We're going to start with exercise 1, which is a single item match. So here's kind of what a setup would look like, right? Chair, table, platform. Good. I'm going to go right to match to sample and place the object down. I'm going to present the other object right above. Looks exactly the same. Match it. Good boy. I'm going to click. The moment he does, do it. Pick both objects up, put them back in the bowl or in the bin. And we're going to then go right into matching that one object again. Match it. Do that 2 or 3 repetitions. Place. All right. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to just get that part down. One object, one match, simple. You can start using left and right hand and all of that stuff as well. All right, let's see you guys do that. I'm going to keep warming my dog up as well. Place. Okay. Good boy. Place. Catch it. Place. Nice job. Good job. Monty remembers all of this stuff. Beautiful. Just a few more seconds. Good wait. Good job, Camila. And remember to present the cup exactly the same direction. Perfect. Beautiful. Nice. So Deanie's already rotating to the other hand. Camila, go ahead and do 1 repetition with just putting it in the other hand. Last one for you, Deanie. Yes, very good. The cat just got swatted. All right, finish up your last repetition. Monty went right to it, remembered exactly what we did. Nice job with Stuart. Okay, moving on to second exercise, two object discrimination. So we're going to put in um, our matched item. Oh gosh, Bandit has pulled out the toys he wants to use. Okay, not that one. So you have the object you want to match, and then you're going to put non-match objects there. You're going to start off with just your match object and your non-match object, and you're going to progress to four objects. One is the match that they've been working on, and the other three objects, they are not matching. So they haven't worked on that. So watch how I just put everything away. Place. Good boy. Verbal praise. Now I'm going to put three objects that are not to match. I'm sorry. I'm going to put one other object. I'm going to start off with that. Then I'm going to hold this right over the match object and ask for it. Match. Very good boy. You can take all of it. I put everything away. Place. Boy. I'm going to do that again. You would do it in the exact same successful position. And then the next time you might mix it up. Okay, so try two in a row first. Match. Beautiful. Place. Okay, so here's your next progression. So Bella is going to get through this pretty quickly, is that you'll go to three objects, two that are not part of the match series. You'd start off, Deanie, Camilla, you'd start off putting it right over it, and then your next progression would be to put it over to one side. Match. Oh, I clicked wrong, but I'm going to go ahead and still reward. And I know that I clicked at the wrong object. I'm going to try that again. Place. So now he's getting a little bit, I'm going to put everything away. Place. And try that again. But I'm going to make it a little more obvious because I actually, he went after the wrong object. Nice. Okay, that was definitely better. So now I can progress. Good boy. All right, your turn. Beautiful. Make it super easy. So reward for the place, Melda, for now. You want something, or use a higher reinforcement to get him to work. Yeah. Good. I love the green bowling. Beautiful. Perfect. Deanie, go ahead and add a third object. Beautiful. Monty, Camila, add your fourth object. Can be a sheet, a pillow. Good. Beautiful. Okay, so she kind of hit both objects, Deanie, but she did go after that. It means just click a little bit, like right when she's going for it. So she ends instead of like waiting for the click and going for the next object. Try that one more time before you change it up. Beautiful. Nice. Good. Be very patient. So reward with verbal praise, Melda. Good boy. After he lays down on the mat. Good job, Beanie. Waiting Bella out. Good job, Machi. Good boy. The cat. What are you doing? Okay, last rep because we're going to do one more exercise with the match to sample. Good boy. Good boy, Stuart. All right, finish up wherever you're at. We're going to progress from there. All right. Next is called our challenge round. So this last exercise, you got up to four objects. One object was the object that's being matched that they've recognized. Last week, I asked you to do a second object. So Camila, you've been using that same cup. Now train a new object that has two items. Okay. Now, since you missed last week, that's okay. You just introduced another matched item. Now, for Melda and Dini, you should have two objects, but you're going to go ahead and start with that second object a few reps, and then you're going to add one non-match object. Now, the goal in this 3-minute round is to have two objects that the dog recognizes as match objects and two objects that the dog recognizes as not match objects. And you're able to say match and really show them that object and see if you can match both objects with having that second object there. I know that made no sense, but let me go through trying it one time with my dog. Let's try that. So I'm going to give him a new object. Place. Good boy. Match. Good. Place. Match. So that was my set, second rep. Place. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to fast forward to like the third or fourth rep. Let's see, let's pretend that this was successful. I'm going to put my two match objects and I'm going to put one non-match object. Whoops. Place. Hey, wait, place. I'm going to spread them out. I'm going to be really obvious with this one. Match. Very good boy. Good boy. Place. Place. Here's your fourth rep. So this is your goal. Again, I'm going to make it really easy for him because I am kind of fast tracking these. Match. There we go. Good. So it took him a second. Boy, all done. It took him a second. So that's what your goal is to do. And you'll progress that in any way. It could be sloppy like mine was. So just have fun with it. Let's not help yourself to your treats. All right, give it a try. So you're going to match another object. You need some objects. You've got your own set. Wow. Maybe move the mat a little further away. Okay, that's okay. Beautiful. I love that ice cream cone. Yay, Monty just picked this up. Yay. I love the extra rewards, the extra verbal praise. Free. Good. That was amazing, Melda. Very good. Great patience, Deanie. That's exactly what I would be doing with Bella. All right, get to the grand finale. And then you're going to break out in a little good. So, Camila, maybe hold the match object in your right hand right over the object. Yeah. Okay. Soon as you're done, you've clicked. Good click right there, Melda. Put all the objects back in the bucket before you do another rip. Nice, Deanie. That's it. Yeah, very good. All right, last repetition. Immediately after you do your last rep, put everything away and then just break out to freestyle tricks. Bring it lower, Melda. Yeah, exactly. Now tell them free. Now point to it. Point to it. Click. Yes, that was your click. Nice. All right, guys, give them the all done cue. Put all of the toys back in the bucket and just put that bucket away and just break out into something super fun. Leg weave, spin, fetch, belly rubs, whatever your dog thinks is fun, or even let them go outside. Perfect. All right, Bella's doing her tricks that she loves. Melda's taking her dog outside, and Monty's practicing some platform training. That was great. Nice. All right, another minute here, and then make sure you've got some water, and then we'll go into the next. exercise. All right, give your dog the all done cue. So next we're going to be moving on to the concept training of left and right. So understanding the idea of two objects next to you, and then your dog is in front of you. You're going to see my what it looks like in just a second, but they're going to learn to identify that word. So you're going to say object, the same object left. You're going to say, you have two objects on both sides of you. You're in the middle. Dog is out in front of you. Identical objects such as two cones, two mats, two crates, two tennis balls, and you're asking them to do something with that specific thing. So typically you can say left or right first and then do this as long as they stay put. If they're the kind of dog that don't stay put, you're going to need to use a weight. They have to listen to everything. We're going to make it super simple. You're going to click for anything and we're going to prompt. That means that we're going to be using lots of extra body language, pointing to get the concepts going. And then second exercises are going to fade all of that stuff out. So it's not about targeting an object. It's about teaching of the meaning of the word left and right. So let me go ahead and get myself where I need to be. Okay, so I have two identical platforms. I have a placemat over here. I'll bring my camera down a little bit. You can kind of see what that looks like. And when I say the word table, it means to get up on the table and sit down or stand. So I'm going to start off with my place. Good. Just another tip. When we're saying the words left and right, it's their left and their right. So that makes it a little confusing because we will be standing in different directions. So I'm going to say the word first. I just have to remember which side it is. Left, table, tree. And I'm going to reward with this hand, which is the hand that's his left. Place, left, table, free. Nice. Now I'm going to go ahead and try to fade out my hand. Left, table, place, left, table. Now rewarding with that same side hand. Free, Now I'm going to do no prompts at all. Left table. Good boy. So you're going to get your left going. Place. And then you're going to get your right going. Hands are here. Right. Wait. Right table. Place. Right table. Nice. Place. Right table. Nice. Place. Right table. Very good. Good boy. So that was all without any prompting. So I have left and right. Let's get there. And then on the next exercise, we'll be doing a little bit of both. Very good boy. Good boy. Good boy. All right. Nice. Two cushions, two mats, two cones. So I would paw the cone, or yeah, I would probably paw the cone. So you'll say left cone paw. Remember, her left, her right. That part gets tricky. Nice. Treat with your same right hand, Deanie. Good. Hands back to neutral position. Ask to go back to a spot. Perfect, Deanie. Good. Nice job, Camilla. I like how you got up to bring Monty back. Just say place. So left place. Correct. So you go left place. Yeah. Correct. Left place free. Keep your hands in neutral position. Say the words first. Okay, good. So Melda, on this next one, you're going to go ahead and bring them back to a spot. This next one, you're going to wait 1 second before you point because he actually, I think your body language, he kind of knew what you were going to say. Place. Nice. Wait. Now point. Point before you need to point. Drag your hand by his nose and lead him over to the correct one. Click. Nice. Wait. Get left all the way down before you switch over to right. And still use your helper, use your pointers, prompting as much as possible the first round. We're gonna do a second round, level 2, where we're gonna fade out those prompts. Nice. Good job. Great click. Good. All right, Deanie, instead of pointing and holding your finger there, see if you can just do a little bit of a, boop. Nice job. All right, if you've not done right, go ahead and start to introduce the right. Oh, good job, Deanie. Good save. Keep your hands on your lap. Neutral position. Hold your hands still for a second. There you go. Oh, a little head nod. Nice. Saw that. Good. Deanie, say your left a little louder. So go left. Or, I'm sorry, that's her right. So you go right and then the other word. So she can kind of hear that word by itself. She's still going over to the other cone. What's up, Camila?
We are doing left, and he was leaving. You said right, said the right, so he went back to right.
Oh, sorry. I'll
No,
mute
it's fine.
myself.
It's so funny. He was walking. Oh yeah, I heard somebody saying right. So he
That's so
did
funny. All right, finish up wherever you guys are at. We're going to go on to fading out the prompt on this next one. All right. Okay, so now that you've gotten an introduction of it, you're going to do 2 or 3 reps on the left, 2 or 3 reps on the right. Now, first repetition of your 3 reps on your one side, you're going to really point. You might even lean. Second, you're going to try to fade out a little bit of that stuff. So maybe your, what I was telling Deanie is she's holding her hand there and like holding it. So then maybe you just point and let go. And then on the third one, maybe you just kind of lean. I think Melda did a little head nod like that. Okay, so try to just make it less. 3 on your right, 3 on your left, 3 on their right, 3 on their left, and then try it again. Left, place. Good boy. Place. Hey, home, go home. Left, place. Good boy. So I added just like a 1 second pause and I leaned over. Now this time I might not do anything. Left, place. All right, guys, go ahead and start to fade out some of your prompting. Oh, and I will work along. I'm going to mute myself so I can work along. Good work. Good. You're going to fade out that head movement, Deanie. Good weight there, Melda. Remember to say the word right or left loud and by itself, and then use your place and then use your prompting. So there should be a little bit of a pause. Nice. Anytime your dog does it correctly, go ahead and give them some extra verbal praise. Now, helper, Melda, add that helper. This is a lot to get in that in one session. All right, finish up your last repetition. Beautiful. All right, give them the all done cue. You're going to break out into just a quick 1 minute little round, and then you're going to go right into the third round on this one. Now, for the third round, what we're going to do is randomize the cues. That means you're going to do left, right, right, left. So you're going to just be a little more random. Now, say it very clearly. Left, place, free. And then wait 1 second. If your dog starts to move in the wrong direction, help them. So then you're going to add your helper prompt, right? You're going to lean over. So you might, the first couple times, you're going to already help them. But by the second and third repetition, if they're really listening, you're going to just kind of fade it out a little bit. Ideally, you have your hands here, you say your cues, and then you offer the help. All right. First, 60 seconds of non-concept training. Do something completely different. Fetch, go outside for 1 minute. I'm going to set the timer because we have 9 minutes left of class. All right. 60 seconds of something different besides this. Nice rollover. All right, and time. So now we are going to go on back over to our area, and we're going to use the left, right, but we're going to be a little more random. So our level 3 exercise is randomizing the cues and gradually getting rid of all the extra prompting. But for today, since they just learned the concept, go ahead and add anything you need to get some success. So you want, the goal is that they actually hear the word and not just, oh, I know what you're going to say. Okay. All right. I'm going to just watch you guys on this lesson. Go ahead. Beautiful. Let's call that home, Melda. Let's rename that home base home. A little confusing. There you go. Yes, Monty. Reward with that hand. Beautiful, Camila. It's good. Before your dog chooses the wrong one, that's where you start prompting in the middle of them going in the wrong direction. Nice. Deanie, so you're talking and moving your head at the same time. Try to just talk, then add the extra. Add some help, Deanie. Now your hands move. There we go. Good job, Monty. All right, randomizing the cues, mix the order, left, right, left, right. Avoid any predictable pattern. 1 more minute. After this last repetition, toss a treat, and we're going to go on to our last exercise. Nice. Go ahead and stop right there, Melda. Good. All right. Give them the all done cue for a second. If you can. All done. Last exercise for today. So the progression, just so you know, because you guys are going to leave and then you have all week to practice, is to change the picture. So what I want you to do, if you can, is move in a slightly different, not too far from where you're at, but like in Melda, I'm going to have her, just spotlight her. I'm going to have her replace her dog's home base in the chair and bring the mat over. So you're going to literally flip flop. Yeah. So change it a little bit so that we can increase the difficulty from here. You can see that the dog is like, wait, what's happening? We want to make sure we've generalized the behavior. Perfect. So change it in a little bit. You're going to bring your mats with you. There you go, right by your side so you can still point and all of that. And then the last option to make it harder would be to add distance, which Melda added distance and changed it. So we would not do those both at the same time. All right, change your setup just a little bit and then do one. Let's do 90 seconds. Oh, good. Okay, got a different chair. So you have a different home base or remember which one's there left. Nice. Nice. Nice angle. Good job, Bella. Good. Very good. All right. And that is last 5, 4, 3, 2, wherever you're at, finish up. All right, guys, and that is the end of the class. We introduced left and right. So you have all week to work on left and right, the concept of that. Next week, we're going to warm up with left and right. Ideally, you do at least one, if not two rounds, pretty short. Start wherever you have success. Your goal is to build up to having, being able to generalize it in another area, and then maybe even increase the distance that they are to those objects, right? So maybe you have their home base a little bit further. 3 to 5 short sessions is good. If you've gone through that and you're like, wow, this was too easy, go ahead and do another left-right scenario. Instead of placemats, you had Deanie use 2 cones and ask them to paw, which is, pretty challenging in itself. So just pick another thing that's 2 objects and go left, right. Now, after our warm up next week, we're going to be going over the concept of big and small. So you have 2 identical objects. So mainly a ball is usually like a big ball and a little ball. So think of 2 objects that are, so we can discriminate between the 2 objects, maybe a water jug gallon and then a skinny water bottle. So it's like big, little, big ball, little ball, big crate, little crate. So think of it, if you have any, I guess if you have questions about objects, go ahead and reach out on Messenger to ask. Cones. So just pick big, little, and then the following week, we're going to be doing same and different. So these 2 things are the same. Which one's different? Which you'll have that bucket from last week's match to sample class. All right, guys, that was a great class, and I will see you next week. If you have any questions, reach out on Messenger, share off your videos of you working through some stuff, and we will see you next week.